We have learned a lot about these three approaches. How can we make a good choice when deciding on a research approach? First, think about your research problem or question. What do you want to answer through your research study? You may have your own research problems from different resources. Check your first assignment and share research problems that interest you. Confirm that a problem needs to be addressed through literature review, which will be discussed in Module 2. Generally, quantitative approach is best. When you know the variables in your study, you want to test the relationships among variables. For instance, I want to check the gender difference in behavioral problems. Qualitative approach is best when the researcher is uncertain about which are the most important variables to be examined. For instance, I am giving a behavioral rating scale to teachers at school. I want to know the teachers' perceptions about the form. Do they like it? Do they have any suggestions to improve the instrument? I only have this general question and a few sub-questions, which may lead me to a qualitative study. Mixed methods approach is best when neither quantitative nor qualitative approaches will adequately examine the variables being researched. We want to capitalize on the strengths of both approaches. For instance, I want to know if teachers have similar views on ethics issues in classroom assessment in two different countries. I know the variables being tested. I release a survey with scenarios in classroom assessment and ask respondents in two countries to make their decisions by stating if it is ethical or not. After data collection, I obtain the quantitative results, either the same or different. I want to follow up with a qualitative study to know how they made their decisions. This is a typical example of explanatory sequential mixed methods design. In addition, your training and personal experience may influence your decision when selecting a research approach. My personal training is more quantitative based. I am a believer of objectivity in my research. I am more comfortable with systematic procedures. This leads me to choose the quantitative approach. On the other hand, qualitative research provides more flexibility and creativity. Most of the time, qualitative studies have a single section stating researchers' roles. In other words, it allows for subjectivity. I might conduct a qualitative study if I need that approach to answer my research question. Finally, think about the audience. Researchers write for audiences who will be interested in their study. If you submit your paper to a journal, you want to check their aim and scope to make sure your work fits. After this week, we will focus on qualitative and quantitative approaches only. You will need to design two studies that are related to your research problem interest with both approaches. When we discuss different sections of a research proposal, we will discuss these two approaches separately as they have different structures most of the time. However, you will notice that some of the elements are similar in both approaches.